Hey, what's going on, everybody? Ryan Knup here, Knup Sports Show, episode 184. Hope you're all doing amazing today. Thanks so much for tuning in. Really appreciate it. It's been a while. I know I've taken a little time off here over the Thanksgiving holidays, and I haven't brought you any exciting interviews, no content, but here I am today with an awesome interview. Awesome dude that I got to meet here recently, and I'm excited to jump into what he's up to and talk about that. So hopefully you enjoy it. Hopefully you'll learn something out of it. And if you ever have questions about any of these interviews or have questions, please feel free to reach out afterwards. So without further ado, I'm going to bring on my guest. I have Cooper Lycan from SoBet on today. Cooper, how are you, my friend?
I'm good. Thanks for having me on, Ryan. And you should be taking time off. I see you buzzing around constantly. You're one of the busiest guys in the industry, so it's good. Don't knock yourself for taking some time off.
We all need it, don't we? We all need a little time off, and it's nice to recharge the batteries. I like to say, when you can just kind of relax, watch some sports, because a lot of times us in the sports industry, right? We're in the sports industry, but when do we actually enjoy sports? And so taking that time to do it is what we got to do. How are you, my friend? You doing well?
It's funny when people ask me what I do on my free time. It's like, well, is it my free time or is it actually still working, just watching sports constantly?
It goes hand in hand. It goes hand in hand. Well, Cooper, I really appreciate this. I'm looking forward to getting to know you a little bit. And, let's start there. Let's start with you. Tell us a little bit about your path and your journey that led you to where you are today with SoBet.
Yeah, definitely. So I graduated college in 2017, went to West Point, so served 5 years in the military. Recently got out in May. The most recent unit I was with was the 75th Ranger Regiment down in Savannah, Georgia. Thoroughly enjoyed my time in the military. A lot of good experience, obviously. Did a lot of good people, a lot of good lessons learned. How I kind of got into SoBet was I've been a sports bettor for the better part of the last 10 years of my life. And eventually I got so into it that I wanted to become profitable, right? Like every sports gambler. So I really started to drive home like how to be a handicapper and increase my betting skills and betting knowledge. And that led to me becoming profitable for the last 5 years. In doing so, PASPA got repealed in 2018. Sports betting kind of came to the limelight. And me being a big sports bettor and obviously a next gen focused person, I was on social media constantly, and I saw all these handicappers kind of migrating to social media. And me being a handicapper, started to reach out to some of these guys and get to know them a little bit. And basically what I saw was this ecosystem building in the handicapper world where some of these guys were trying to sell picks. Some of them were trying to gain their following and over social media. But it was a very unhealthy ecosystem because a lot of them were competing for the same customers. And then as the customer, you weren't really getting those picks until you swiped your card. So if they were trash, you probably weren't going back to that person. If they were good, you might stay on for a little bit, but as soon as they took a downturn, most likely you were gone. So it's kind of this unhealthy ecosystem on both sides of the world. And also you had in the middle of it, social media, where these guys were putting out really good content, in my opinion. A lot of their content is where I was going to basically create my insights on who I would bet on. So in getting to know them and hearing these kind of gripes, we decided to launch SoBet, which is a curated stream of sports betting experts, influencers, handicappers, like all the above. And basically what we do is we deliver that for $9.95 per month to users. So picture a combination of Twitter, TikTok, Instagram, but the only posts you can see are posted by our contracted influencers. As a user, you can comment, like, subscribe, get text-based notifications, but it's only our contracted influencers posting their insights regarding sports, fantasy, daily fantasy. So that's kind of the story in a nutshell. We launched it in June. Initially, we had 8 influencers that we got on board with about 300,000 followers, and now we're up to 27 with 1.5 million combined on all socials. Cool. We've signed up over 5,000 paying users. So, yeah, it's been a wild ride.
What a journey, man. Well, first off, thank you for your service in the military. I wanted to get that in there and make sure I thank you for that.
Thanks.
That time. But man, what a path for you. So it wasn't even like one of those like planned out paths. What's interesting to me, it was like something you do that led you to like something you didn't like that now led you to something better to fix kind of that problem, which, you hear that a lot, but that's such a I feel like some of the best businesses are created out of that and that path right there. And so that's amazing. That's awesome. I love that story. And so, yeah, SoBet. I mean, I love what you said about, and it's so true, the whole, I'm going to buy picks from people, right? It's so like, yeah, I'm going to buy this person's picks and then I don't like them. So I'm going to go buy this person's picks. And then, oh, yeah, because we all know people are going to lose. They're going to lose. They're not always going to win. And I think this culture these days is so like win all the time, win now mentality that like, I love what you guys are doing with the curation of it all, where like, hey, you're subscribing to all these people. You're subscribing to us as a team. That's correct, right? That's how that works really, is your influencers. If somebody subscribes to SoBet, they're getting all of you guys. Is that correct?
Yeah, they get everybody's content. So kind of our take on it is we're putting all that information in one place, and that enables users to kind of go through and pick and choose what they like, create a more informed decision, and get multiple opinions instead of just kind of like swiping that card. And we're more focused on like the analysis and breakdown side of it, short form media type, instead of just like delivering a straight pick.
Yeah. Yeah, that's amazing. So I pulled up the website here, just kind of walking through it with people. I always like to show people, as we're talking through it. But tell us a little bit about, I guess, where you're at. You kind of threw out some numbers on, it sounds like you've grown. You got some users using it. You got influencers have grown. But how are things going from a business side? Are things moving forward like you would like to see?
Yeah, I think we're way ahead of schedule, honestly. Obviously, it's a startup, so we had to raise a little bit of money. We're not profitable right now, but we plan to get profitable as a traditional startup does. But I mean, we're way ahead of schedule, which is obviously great to see. I think the biggest thing is we've really resonated with the influencers, right? I think what we do is sort of a B2B2C model where that middle B is our influencer, and we've really resonated with them with the relationships that we've built, and they've kind of bought into the vision, which has been massive, because obviously, in my philosophy, a rising tide lifts all ships. So that's really what we preach to these influencers, and we try to build really tight relationships to put more resources around them. So that SoBet is more than just a platform for users. It's a platform for users, but also this company that these influencers can lean on for resources.
I'm curious, what have you noticed on the consumer side? Because we have all these social media platforms that people live and breathe on, Twitters and Instagrams and TikToks and all the above. But you guys are you have a social media element to SoBet, correct? I mean, in that as well. Are you seeing people enjoying that and using that piece of it, or are they truly really just in and out for the picks and they want the picks and they're done? How's that social element going with what you're doing as well?
Yeah, so part of our whole philosophy is bridging content creation with expert sports information. So I think that's really where the future of sports media is going, right? Like people are always going to want to be engaged, are always going to want to be entertained. But at the same time, with the rise of daily fantasy and sports betting, they're going to want accurate information, right? Yeah. And if they're not getting accurate information, then they can lean on the entertainment value of the platform. So that's really kind of the crux that we aim for, is that middle ground of content creator and sports betting expert.
Cool. So what's the future look like? Where are you headed? What's next? Is there big plans in the future, or is it just a matter of continuing growing influencers and customers? Is that as simple as that?
Yeah, I think like you were kind of alluding to, we see ourselves as a future media company, right? And a lot of our influencers are content creators first, and sports experts second, which makes it very easy for us to grow as a media company because we have that entertainment value. So I think as we continue to grow and our influencers continue to lean on us to kind of bridge some of those gaps to more traditional forms of media, such as like podcasting, live streaming, things like that, I think you'll see the SoBet brand grow itself as a platform, which is kind of our goal, to build those two simultaneously.
That's awesome, man. What I love about what you guys are up to, and what, in particular, you and your crew and everything, is you guys seem to be having fun with it, right? I mean, I know I met you guys out in Vegas, I believe, and you had a couple of your influencers with you, and you guys were, I mean, just so easy to talk to, and just, you could tell you all lived and breathed this whole sports content creation world. And it's not just a business to you, it's actually life, and it's part of what you guys are doing. And it's the same with out on social media, right? I mean, you can see you guys out on TikTok and just living and breathing this stuff. So that's what I really love the most about what you're doing. You're having fun as well, right?
Yeah, well, I think that's a good point, because a lot of these influencers that we've brought into the fold never realized that this could be a full-time job, right? And really, like, they're so good at what they do, and they're so entertaining. They don't realize the potential that they have, and they kind of need like that overarching umbrella to take them to the next step. And I think why they're having fun with it is they're doing it together, right? They're meeting guys and girls just like them that have the same goals, that want to be full time in the sports world because that's their true passion. So I think when you combine those elements, it's always going to be fun.
That's amazing. That's really cool. So tell everybody that's listening or watching, first of all, just tell them how they can get the app, what they need to do to go out here and get started with SoBet.
Yep. Yeah. Right now we're just a web-based, mobile optimized web app. So you just log in through the website, Safari on your phone, Google Chrome, any browser will work. And it's $9.95 per month. So you got to put in a card, but trust me, it's worth it for sure. And we're next football season, we're launching a full-scale mobile platform through the App Store. So it should be out shortly for apps to put on your phone. But right now we're just web-based.
Awesome. And that's SoBet.io, and we'll put the links in in all of the show notes and everything, so you guys don't have to remember. But SoBet.io, you can go out there, get all signed up as a consumer. But what if there's somebody out here like, dude, I'm a content creator, I'm making picks. How does that work? Or do you have to do a full like hiring audit of these people, or if somebody's interested, would they just reach out? And tell us a little bit about that, becoming an influencer with SoBet.
Yeah, right now, so obviously the first influencers we had to reach out to and bridge those relationships and get them on board. But now it's kind of grown itself in a sense. We definitely like curate people and want to keep some sort of exclusivity to it. So we're not just accepting anybody and everybody. We want really, like I was talking about, that intersection of expert sports content and the creator side of things. But yeah, like if somebody reaches out to us, hello@sobet.io is our customer service line. We'll definitely take a look at your socials and try to do an internal analysis on whether you're the right fit. But yeah, definitely all creators welcome to reach out.
I love that little comment you made about it's so worth it, right? And I thought when you said that, I thought of it as like, it really is, because like some of these pick services you see out there, you go out to, I don't know, just any random place and try to order picks, right? You're going to find packages of hundreds of dollars a month, or even hundreds of dollars for a pick at times. And $9.95 a month, and you're getting all of these people who, some of these guys that, people that you have on your crew have 20-25 years of like legit betting experience, that like they're good at what they're doing. Yeah, they're not always all going to win, but they're good. And so that value, that comment you just made, it really is like, yeah, that's like a no-brainer. $9.95 a month for all of these people. Crazy.
Yeah, and a big part is we try to do away with a lot of like the smoke and mirrors you see in the industry, right? It's not like the boiler room hotline, Stu Feiner type stuff. We try to reconcile generally every bet. We have a partnership with SharpRank, so all our creators most of our creators track their bets through SharpRank, so you can actually see how they're racked and stacked against other media experts in the industry. So really, and one of our goals is to build in more transparency metrics, so that as a user, you're paying $9.95, but you know exactly what you're getting. There's not any smoke and mirrors as to who's winning, who's losing, what the bets are, etc.
That's amazing. And shout out to SharpRank. We're big fans of SharpRank as well here. I think Chris came on episode like 148 or something crazy like that. So long time ago. But if you want to,
shout out Chris.
Yeah, we do. We love SharpRank as well. And that's big. I mean, having, transparency around your people and who's making picks, is, we all know, is a big part of where this industry's heading, and one of the biggest problems with handicapping and picks and all these people out there. So very cool, very good, very, very awesome. I want to shift gears here before I let you go. I know you're a busy guy, gotta get back to it, but I want to shift gears. I have one more question for you. It's more on the business side of creating this thing, right? I mean, because you didn't have the tech expertise. It wasn't like this was I don't know, you didn't have like, all this education around how to start a business and how to do the tech. How has that experience been, putting that all together as a true entrepreneur that has to wear all these different hats and put it all together. Man, tell me some of the challenges with that and just how that experience has been for you personally.
Yeah, I think at the core of it just comes down to team building, right? And a lot of those lessons I learned while I was in the military and at West Point, and I didn't even realize I was learning them, right? Like you learn how to gauge people's experience and what they bring to a team and whether they can mesh and fit together to execute a common goal. And I think that's what we've done. I have a technical co-founder who's very experienced CTO. He's led numerous companies, built numerous apps. So that's helped on the tech side, but it's more than just having that experience, right? It's putting the team together to accomplish the common goal. And a lot of that is wading through kind of the BS detector, right? Like you got to know who's actually going to add to the team and who's just kind of setting off that BS detector. And I think, in the sports betting world, like that stuff definitely exists. So you got to be careful about that. But I think in terms of just the business aspect, it's been just team building, putting people around me that know more than me that are going to put us in a position to succeed.
I love that. I love that answer. Great answer. Now, one last question on the sports side of things. Who are we going to see in this year's Super Bowl? I know we're so far away right now, but you got two. I know you're a sports guy, so give me two teams that we could potentially see there that you think may make it.
Yeah, I mean, from the AFC, I like the Bills. I think everybody likes the Bills. A lot of people are writing them off with the Von Miller injury, but you got to remember they have Josh Allen at the helm. So I think they're going to have a chance. It's probably going to be the Bills and the Chiefs, in the AFC Championship. So one of those two teams from the AFC, and then honestly, my sleeper from the NFC, I like the Vikings. A lot of people are sleeping on the Vikings just because of the up and down, the inconsistency. But when you look at the Rams last year, they actually had a lot of that inconsistency. But I think the Vikings have a lot of just pure talent, right? And I think they're the most talented team in the NFC. So with a shaky NFC this year, I think they could come out of that conference.
I don't know if they can play the defense needed to do it, but they can sure put up the points needed to just keep firing it away, right? They got the skill.
Yeah, well, I mean, the Bills only scored, 28 points on them. So, I mean,
true.
If they can shut down the Bills, they can, if they can outscore, if they can hold the team to 28 points and outscore them.
Yeah.
I think they're very similar to the Rams last year.
Amazing. Awesome. Well, Cooper, I'm going to let you go.
What do you got?
Well, I love the Bills as well, to be honest with you. It's weird. I kind of became like a closet Bills fan a couple years ago. I don't really know why. It was kind of a weird story. I went to a sports bar here in Orlando, and it was called the Hairy Buffalo. I didn't have any idea it was the Buffalo Bills themed bar. And like it was packed with Bills fans and they're having a great time. And I'm like, man, I'm kind of a Bills fan. And so I've kind of adopted them over the last several years, and bandwagon or not, I have enjoyed their success and Josh Allen and everything he's doing. So I like them. Gosh, yeah, it's tough out of the other side. I mean, Eagles, maybe. I don't know. It's tough out of the other side. I'm going Bills all the way to win it. We'll see what happens. But
yeah, no, I agree. I mean, it just feels like it's their, they got to get over the hump.
Yeah, exactly. Well, I appreciate your time, Cooper. We could probably talk sports all day long. Actually, sports. That's a whole nother show that we could do sometime. We'll get on here. We'll just shoot the breeze about sports. But in the meantime, I'm gonna just go out to TikTok and watch all your guys and hear what they have to say every day, because I love some of the stuff that they do, which is amazing.
Definitely do it. Check them out. We got Nasty, Gutsy Picks Cash, Jack Coat. Check them out. They're awesome.
I do, man. I follow them all, so I really appreciate it. But any last words, anything we didn't touch on? I always like to open that up to you. If there's something we forgot to say here, last words?
No, just appreciate you having me on. I think it's an exciting time in the sports betting world, sports media industry in general. I think we'll see a lot shift over the next 5 to 10 years here. So, we feel like we're at the precipice of something. So it's definitely an exciting time to be a startup founder, and appreciate all the support from others in the community and people like you. So appreciate you having me on.
Awesome. Anytime, man. I appreciate you coming on, and hopefully in a year or two, you can come back on with talk a little success of the business, and we'll go from there. So, all right, Cooper, take care. Thank you for coming. We really appreciate it.
Okay. Thanks, Ryan.
All right, that was Cooper Lycan of SoBet, SoBet.io. I really urge you guys to go out there, check out that site, get on TikTok. I have a blast on TikTok watching some of these influencers. He mentioned a couple there at the end. We'll probably put some links out there in the show notes to some specific people that are working with SoBet that are just good people to watch, especially if you enjoy that type of TikTok entertainment. But anyway, one of the great guys in the industry. Really enjoyed meeting him in Vegas. Hopefully you enjoyed this show. Hopefully you got a little something out of it and now can go out and check out SoBet. $9.95 a month, get all the picks you need. It'll be perfect out there. All right. Appreciate you listening. Take care. I hope you have a good Christmas. If I don't talk to all of you before then, we may be back with another show or two in between, but things kind of slow down here near the end of the year. So enjoy family, food, football, all of the above over the next month, and we'll talk to you soon. Take care. Bye-bye.